Hello everybody and welcome to Got Your Back, this Sunday short shift edition brought to you by Mid-City Construction Management. It's a locally owned and operated construction company that has been handling some of the most important projects around the city since 1980, and they are currently hiring. Yes, they're looking for quality people, all levels of qualification, equipment operators, grounds people, concrete workers, snow removal, full and part-time positions are available. There's plenty of room for growth at this great local company. Competitive wages. For a list of available opportunities, go to mid-city.ca and click apply. Hope you're having an awesome Sunday afternoon, folks, and welcome to Got Your Back Short Shifts presented by Mid-City Construction. So the Oiler rookies are in Penticton having their annual Young Stars tournament. Wasn't able to get down there this year. A couple of wins already for the Oiler rookies, including a 4-1 win last night against the Calgary Flames Young Guns. Always a great tournament and always a great opportunity to see some really good young players. I'm disappointed I'm not there this year, but we are going to check in just a second here with somebody who is down there. Also on today's short shift, before they left for Penticton, I had an opportunity to catch up with Oiler defenseman Philip Broberg. I think everybody knows this is a big year for Philip Broberg, right? Ken Holland has talked all along about wanting to let prospects marinate. Well, Philip Broberg has had some time to get himself ready. And those who watch him play often would suggest there's not a lot left in the American Hockey League. It's time for him to have an opportunity to make the jump. And so making that jump full time is a journey that starts here this year. He's played some NHL games already, has shown fairly well for himself at a pretty young age, but this was a big summer for him. He needed to put on some weight, muscle up a little bit, come in ready to go, and we talked to him just on the precipice of starting that journey. So that is coming up in just a moment. But first, we're going to head out to Penticton. Bruce Curlock is a guy on Twitter. Got one of the best follows if you want to keep track of what's going on in the American Hockey League with the Bakersfield Condors. Lives in Calgary, played some junior here in Sherwood Park for the Crusaders, coached boys and girls hockey at a high level, Southside Athletic Club out that way as well. But he's a massive fan and he's a great follow on Twitter. Great insight on young players, great insight on the American League team as well. He happens to be in Penticton right now checking out the Young Stars tournament, among other things. So I thought, why not have him on, talk a little bit about what he's seen through the first couple of games of the Oilers Young Stars in Penticton. Here's our chat with Bruce Curlock. Bruce, how are you, my friend?
Very well, Ryan. Thanks for having me.
So how do you end up in Penticton? I mean, you're all over Twitter with the American League games. You pay all kinds of attention to those. Now you're out there for the Young Stars tournament. Like, this is, it feels like it's an expensive passion of yours.
Well, it was a combination of a holiday that just luckily turned into watching some hockey. So I'll take the fluke circumstance and go with it.
Well, that's awesome. Listen, thanks so much for joining me here on this short shift. I follow you on Twitter. I'm always interested and entertained by your takes as you're watching the American League team through the year. And I thought you had some good ones through the first couple of games of the rookie tournament, too. So I just wanted to have you on. You pay such close attention to the organization and to the prospects. You're down there and I'm not. So why not get your take on how things have gone? One of the names that lots of people are talking about, in particular after that win against Calgary, is James Hamblin, who was playing on a line with Dylan Holloway, and it sounded like the two of them had some pretty good chemistry. What did you see?
Well, I think Hamblin is, first of all, he was always an excellent scorer at the junior level. And I think his size and his skating hurt him coming out of junior. But what you've seen in this kid in the last couple of years is a huge progression in his skating, huge progression in his strength. He always had great hockey sense, call it. And now you're seeing scoring. And I just think this is a 200-foot player, smaller stature for sure, but he's such a smart player with good skating ability. Boy, I see an opportunity here for a bottom six, or maybe fourth line type player,
Mm-hmm.
but he's got an opportunity. Given the fact he's not drafted, that's a great win for him. Great win for the organization.
Yeah, 100%. And listen, I think we all know that the bottom six, on the Oil is it's going to be tight, right? There's one-way contracts and there's veteran guys. But what you want to do if you're him is you just want to give them something to think about, right? You just want to give them something to think about, make a little noise, bang around a little bit at rookie camp, maybe get a look at main camp and rattle some cages. And good early start for him. Notable that after the second game, we're already talking about a guy like James Hamblin. How's Dylan Holloway look through the first couple of games?
Dylan Holloway's been fantastic. Best player in the tournament, not just the best player with the Oilers prospects, certainly the best player in this tournament. I don't think he has anything left to prove. He's a man amongst boys for the most part out there. Incredibly physical. Incredibly fast on the puck. He makes plays on every shift in a positive manner. And, there was obviously one of the concerns was, how is he going to come back from this wrist surgery or two wrist surgeries? Well, I mean,
I saw your
he
tweet.
scored an absolutely. I'm
gonna read your tweet right now. You tweeted last night. You said Dylan Holloway would like all of you who worry about him scoring from distance because of his wrist to take a melatonin and enjoy. So he did. He sniped. He showed that wrist is doing pretty good.
He did, and I mean, he's had a couple of other fantastic opportunities. I think that the thing with Dylan that I see happening, he's going to create so many opportunities that people are going to get frustrated with him because he doesn't score as much as people think he should. But it's just because he creates so many opportunities. Last night, he had two partial breakaways too that he didn't score on. But I mean, he is a man amongst boys out there.
Philip Broberg and Dylan Holloway, two of the guys that will see games with the Oilers this year, have a chance to basically make this team right out of training camp. I think they both have spots basically to lose. They should stand out there. They should be noticeable every single game out there. Holloway clearly has been. What have you thought of Broberg so far?
Passing grade. My general thinking on a kid who's the 8th overall, draft +4, played 22 or 23 games with the Oilers, you would think he would command the ice at all times in this tournament, and he hasn't done that. Now, I'm going to give him a little bit of license here because he's playing with a pure rookie in Maximus Wanner, and maybe he is trying to shelter the young man, but you just like to see nothing fatal here, nothing bad. Just he's steady for sure. But I take even last night's game, for those who watched it, the first few shifts of that game, it was brilliant by Broberg. He commanded the ice, he commanded the puck, he defended the blue line well, he was strong, and then it just sort of looked like his decision making kind of started to go sideways on him. Sometimes you see with him, it's like the microprocessor doesn't quite connect with the speed of the game, and he starts to make some kind of weird decisions. Again, nothing fatal or nothing anything like that. I think at this tournament you want a little bit more from him.
Fair enough. He's got one more game, I think, to try and show. I'm assuming he's going to play that last game. Okay, other notables. We were chatting a little bit before. You just mentioned Wanner, I think it is, Maximus Wanner. 6'3",
Max Wanner,
185 pounds. What was he, a 7th-round pick from a few years ago, standing out for you on the blue line. And then a forward, 6'3", 198 pounds, and Noah Philp. What are you seeing?
So Wanner is it's a shot from the dark. When I watched him in junior, your issues with him were that a little bit of his skating and where was the offense? If again, you can have a defensive defenseman, but if you're a defensive defenseman in junior, your chances of making the NHL are pretty weak. And whatever happened last year, he found it all, and you're seeing it in this tournament. And his puck skills are really quite something for a
Really?
7th-round pick. In tremendous, makes tremendous evasive turns, shakes forecheckers with a lot of ease, and he makes great exit passes. Like I said, I think I joked on Twitter. I thought maybe in that first period, the Flames prospect forecheck last night really caught the Oilers defense, and I thought he was probably their most composed.
Really? So he did well with the forecheck, eh?
Very well.
Interesting.
Played in 2 PP, got a great shot, moves the puck around.
Nice.
I like him. I mean, this is a prospect we're not going to learn about for another 3 or 4 years, but I like him.
55 games played. Just real quick, Bruce. 55 games
go
played,
ahead.
so people know. Last season with Moose Jaw, 6 goals, 17 assists, 23 points, 53 penalty minutes. And then notable, he had 3 goals and 4 assists in 9 playoff games in 21-22 for them. So maybe building off of a nice playoff. Noah Philp, go ahead.
So Noah Philp, I had not seen a lot of this kid before he got to Bakersfield last year for a little short stint. And I really leaned on people who saw the Golden Bears. Yeah. I'll tell you, when I saw him in Bakersfield, they had him on right wing. And, you know, again, I think he had done a stint with Stockton with the Flames a couple of years ago. But this was really, for all intents and purposes, his first pro experience. And he was playing 10-11 forward because they were running 11-7. And just playing on the right wing, he looked okay. You could see he was smart. I love him at center. This tournament has been an eye-opener for me with him. I think the knock on him I heard was his skating. I like his stride now. He doesn't look like he struggles with pace at all. And he's a big body, and he is incredibly smart. He understands the game from his zone all the way through the offensive zone. And there's a little bit of offensive chops with him. He made a move and scored a goal last night. That's a goal scorer's goal. And he followed that up. He was playing with Petrov and Jake Chason, so 2 junior age kids, and he created some opportunities for both those kids.
Interesting.
And I like this player. I joked one day that a certain Edmonton media member might like this, but there's a bigger version of Derek Ryan.
Yeah, Stoff. I bet. Yeah, Stoff. Well, has Stoff been tweeting about him? I haven't seen yet, but
he hasn't.
Those
but
U of A guys, you gotta love those.
Yeah.
It's such a great story when you see guys come out of the program and get an opportunity, get a look. Hey, take a few punches. That's great hockey, and we love to see guys have success locally here, but also, especially coming out of that great, powerful Bob Stauffer, partially built U of A hockey program. We love you, Stoff. I'm just playing. Bruce, this was a great update, man. Thank you so much for taking some time. Enjoy the rest of the tournament. Maybe we'll check in again sometime this year.
Thanks,
continue to follow you. That's B Curlock on Twitter, Curlock. That's BCURLOCK. We'll chat soon, my friend.
Thanks, Ryan. Have a great day.
That is Bruce Curlock with an update from the Young Stars tournament in Penticton. As I mentioned earlier, had a chance to chat with Oiler defenseman Philip Broberg before they hit the road to Penticton. Listen, really nice guy. Still kind of shy with the media, but that's okay. Really honest with some of his answers. Definitely looking to harness this opportunity he's got in front of him. Here's our conversation. So Philip, back, hopefully ready to make a jump for you this year. I wonder how you felt this summer. If maybe you had this sense that this was closer for you than it ever had been before, and maybe how that excited you every morning when you had to get up early and get training.
Yeah, obviously it was a big summer for me to get ready to hopefully take the next step in my career. So I really worked hard this summer to be ready for the season, and I'm excited to get it started.
So when Philip Broberg examines his season last year and you say, here's some things I think I need to get better at, because you got an up-close look. You played some games, you got in the playoffs. What did you tell yourself at the end of last year? Here's what I absolutely need to get better at.
I think my defensive game, I really push a lot to get stronger this summer and to put on some weight and get stronger, so I can play hard in D zone and get better defensively. So they can trust me in the D zone. I think that's the biggest part.
So what'd you do to put on weight? Like, are you just eating everything in sight, or how do you do it? And you look like you put on some weight. How'd you do?
No, I just worked out a ton and eat good nutrition and sleep well, and that's basically it.
What was the main part of your diet? Like, what's the thing you ate most to try and put on weight?
Probably rice and chicken, like everybody else, basically. Rice, chicken, and broccoli, the classic.
That's got to get boring after an entire summer of eating rice, chicken, and broccoli. It's got to drive you nuts.
Yeah, of course, but it is what it is.
What does a cheat day for Philip Broberg look like? What did you reach for on cheat days? Like candy, or like what's your thing that you like to do if you're going to cheat?
I like sushi. I really like sushi.
Sushi?
Yeah.
I don't know if that's cheating. I don't know if that qualifies as cheating. Not as healthy, I guess.
No, but it's good food. But still, I really like sushi. I think that's one of my favorite cheat meals, or wherever you want to call it.
Man, if that's cheating for you. What about candy? Like do you have a favorite candy or something like that?
Swedish candy is always good, but I'm not really a candy guy, to be honest.
Yeah, nice. So, listen, when you had a chance to watch the playoffs last year, we all saw Cale Makar in that series. We saw what he was able to do. When you look at the way he plays the game and the way that his game has evolved and where he's at, what thoughts came to mind for you as you were watching?
Yeah, obviously he's an unbelievable player, and it's many of them in the league. And you just watch and see how they do, and one day you want to be there and doing attribute to the team to probably help them win the cup one day. So that's what you kind of see and learn, experience.
So comfortable for a young player out there. I wonder for you, did you get to a point in your NHL experience so far where you actually were able to relax and feel comfortable out there, or will that take a little bit more time?
Yeah, for sure. I got some few games, and I started to feel more comfortable the more games you got obviously. So I feel confident. I feel like I can play at this level, and I've been working on that this summer to get stronger and get even more prepared.
There's lots of, I was watching, you guys were skating the other day, and you were taking some reps over on the right side. There's lots of talk, will you play left, will you play right? How much right did you play in the American Hockey League, and how comfortable are you over there if you do need to shift over?
I didn't really play right side at all in the AHL. I usually play left side. I'm more comfortable on the left side, but I'm comfortable being on the right side as well. I played a lot of right D when I was younger, in my younger age, and but I'm more comfortable on the left for sure.
Yeah, so trying to break into the NHL, you kind of got to go where the spots are.
Yeah.
I mean, it looks like there's room for you on the left side, but if you're a guy that can play both sides, it really helps because you can fit wherever the coaches might need you, hey?
Yeah, of course. You want to be flexible, that's for sure.
Yeah. What's your sense of Dave Manson and the relationship? How much a guy like that will contribute to you taking this step?
He helped me a ton when last year in the AHL to take my game to the next level with both video off the ice and drills on the ice to help me with the adjustment from the bigger ice to the smaller ice and small tips. He really helped me last year. Yeah,
the kind of player that he was, but obviously he's soft-spoken, but what kind of a presence does he have? Like, how does he do with giving you instruction, helping you along? Is he player-friendly?
Yeah, of course he is. He want to get the best out of you and want to make you play your best game, and he really helps you doing that by both video off the ice and small tips on the ice, like tips he used as well. So yeah, it's been really good.
You're going to have a chance potentially this season to play with some pretty high skill forwards. What's your experience been like with McDavid, with Draisaitl, playing defense and just understanding, keep the puck moving to those guys, just get the puck to those guys, and how high skill they are, and what it's like to play with those two as a young defenseman?
Yeah, obviously they're the two best players in the league, and both of them are like great players and really good persons off the ice too. So it's just been really fun to get the chance to play with them.
Who have you watched in your career? Who was your idol growing up that you maybe modeled your game after, or who you really liked?
I really liked Hedman, but both Lidstrom too, back in the day.
Different kinds of players. I mean, Hedman's a little bit bigger, I think, hey?
Yeah.
How do you compare the two?
Yeah, both are good skaters, and Lidstrom is just really smart. Hedman is that too, and just the complete package of a defenseman, I think.
Heading off to rookie camp here. You have some experience already in the NHL. A little bit different to go to a rookie camp. But this is games. This is opportunities to get ready. How do you view going to rookie camp and partaking in these games?
It's going to be really fun to get some games going. It's been a long summer, and I just want to get back playing games again. And it's going to be really fun to start playing here on Friday.
And our thanks to Philip Broberg for joining us on Got Your Back. Ken Holland in conversation with Thomas Drance, our good friend from The Athletic. Had a couple interesting things to say about Philip Broberg earlier this week in Penticton. I'm pulling this right from Thomas's article on The Athletic. So, Thomas, thank you for these quotes. When asked about what Broberg needs to do, to really be able to make that impact, Holland said, quote, "I thought he had a really good rookie year in the American League. A lot of us saw that. He put on 12 pounds. He's 222 pounds, spent lots of time in the gym after seeing what pro hockey was all about." Now, this is interesting. He says he's going to probably play 5 to 6 preseason games. We're planning for one of our defensemen, Broberg, Samorukov, Desharnais, Niemelainen, and Kesselring. We only have 6 defenders and Ryan Murray, who we signed, so we want one of those young defensemen to make the team, and I'm hoping more than one of them will push. Listen, I believe Philip Broberg is going to have every opportunity to be an everyday member of the Edmonton Oilers this upcoming season. I think they want to get him going. They want to get him going and playing. And NHL games, NHL reps. So I know this team wants to compete, put themselves in the Stanley Cup conversation. It can be hard to do that with too many young developing players, in particular on the blue line. But they have some belief that Broberg can handle it. He's big. He's getting stronger. He's mobile. They've got Ryan Murray now signed as a little bit of insulation. So it's going to be really interesting to watch Philip Broberg as main camp gets underway and he starts trying to make a dent in making this team. All right, that's going to wrap up today's Got Your Back Short Shift. Big thanks to our title sponsor of Short Shifts, Mid-City Construction Management. A reminder that they're hiring. They're looking for quality people. Go to mid-city.ca with your application. Getting set for Season 2 of Got Your Back Pod. That's going to launch this week. We'll have more. Keep an eye on our social media in the next couple of days. But Jason Strudwick is back, of course. Terry Ryan going to be a regular part of the podcast as well. We'll check in with our buddy Chris Sabunia in Kelowna, who's always at the controls and doing a great job. Looking forward to Got Your Back Season 2 getting underway this week. Thanks for checking out our short shift, folks. Have an awesome Sunday.